What's going on, Lakers fans, and welcome into episode 34 of the LakeShow Flow. I am your host, Gio. As the Lakers win their second straight game against the Clippers, 108-102, securing the second seed in the Western Conference. Damn, it feels good to be a Laker fan right now. But before I get into the content, I just want to say, if you're new here or you've been here, be sure to show your support, leave a like on the video, comments, share, and if you are new, hit the subscribe button and just stay tuned for more Lakers content. But tonight, we had an impressive win for the Lakers, their seventh straight game holding a team to 102 or lower. It's insane. You win 7 straight, and in every single game, your defense doesn't give up more than 102. In today's NBA, that is one of the most impressive things when, shout out to Jovan Buha once again, always giving him shout outs. He says a team could basically walk onto the court with into a game of 110 points because the game is just so centered around threes. It's way more fast paced. So the Lakers holding teams under 102 or 102 or lower, that's just unheard of in today's NBA. This defense, without Anthony Davis anymore, everyone's stepping up, understanding the assignment, understanding their assignments, and just cashing in on the J.J. Redick scheme. Shout out to Nate McMillan, who's apparently responsible for most of the Lakers' defense. And I got to tell you, man, this guy is an unsung hero. You probably wouldn't even know who he is if you don't know basketball like that. But this guy used to have this reputation for apparently butting heads with certain players and all this stuff. I don't even care, man. Whatever he's doing, however his style of coaching is, I just feel like guys are buying in. That's the most impressive thing tonight. The Lakers got off hot in this one. They never relinquished the lead. It got a little scary at the end. But to start off, in the first quarter, you had Luka looking like he was ready to go. He dropped back-to-back threes. He's talking trash to the Clippers bench, forcing timeouts. This guy was on a roll. They were hunting that mismatch that he would get against Zubac, and he feasted on that whenever it did come. And also, this guy ends up with 5 threes tonight. Probably his best offensive performance since the Denver game where he was just going off and looking comfortable. This man is getting more and more into a rhythm. He's doing his best on both sides of the ball. He's averaging about 2 steals whenever he's out there, or every game he's played. So everyone talking about his defense and all this, all he had to do was drop right into the schemes, all this stuff that's already happening, become a connected piece, and we see the results right now. And it's looking so damn impressive. I don't even know how, the last time that I was this excited about a Laker team. It's probably the 2020 team. When you know how good that damn team was going into the bubble, they had already had some huge wins back-to-back. They beat the Clippers, they beat the Bucks, and then we head into the bubble, obviously, end up winning the championship. But that's how exciting this team is. It's like you go into games feeling like we can't lose, And it's going to be, some heartbreakers are on the way. I could feel it just because it's a hectic month of March. Next week, we have that dreaded week where we have 6 games in 7 days. It's going to get tough, right? I'm not going to lose my faith, though, because in the playoffs, you're not going to have back-to-backs like that, especially against, different teams. You're going to have time to game plan, at least a day off in between games, especially when you travel. I'm not really concerned about that, but this team has me just so damn excited. And in the second quarter, this is one of the most insane stats of the night. The Lakers went on a stretch where they held the Clippers scoreless for the final 7.5 minutes of the second quarter. Now, if you've been a Laker fan for a while, there were times in the Frank Vogel era, there were times in the Darvin Ham era where the Lakers themselves would go scoreless for that type of stretch against teams that shouldn't have been holding a team with LeBron and Anthony Davis scoreless for that long. So to be on this side of it and to hold an offense that they're not scrubs. They have playmakers. They got James Harden. They got Kawhi Leonard, who did have a great game tonight. But they have these people that can score. We have no center. They have Zubac, who can get it. He can feast inside, right? Not against this defense, though. This defense has people shaking in their boots. We got the wings to be flying around, making a difference. And that's what really held the Clippers in that quarter. And we also had an unsung hero tonight. We had Dalton Connect, who he had a decent game, I believe, in the last one. But this game, he had 19 points and sunk 5 threes himself. Him and Luka Doncic putting up a pretty damn good shooting performance. It just feels nice to see Dalton, who you can tell he was a little, distraught, a little petty about the trade and how it got rescinded. And it took him some time to get reacclimated to what we got going on here. He said post game that, his teams know what he can do. His teammates knows what he can do. So he's just excited to go out and be trusted and make moves. And he's going to get the most open shots, even more than when AD was here. You got Luka, who gets defenses just freaking out, and he ends up making a pass to the open guy. He just has gravity. You have LeBron that has his own type of gravity. Both of those guys are going to get you some open-ass shots. Just like Dorian Finney-Smith said, I think last week, he said, you're just buck naked wide open. Like, that's how open you get when you're playing with these type of playmakers. And Dalton's going to thrive. And I wasn't even expecting Dalton to even be a part of the playoff rotation just because he's a rookie. He's on a short leash. He's only really playing right now because we had Reeves and Rui out, which makes the win even more impressive, not having them in there. But like I said, I mean, with Dalton, he's knocking down his threes. Obviously, he's one of those players, as a rookie, I think they play better at home too. So we got to see if he could take this on the road, especially if there's no Rui, where he's going to get more minutes. But it's good to see him have this type of game. Now, as far as the other guys, obviously, with LeBron James, he's not just any other guy. He's our other guy in terms of this duo. He kind of struggled tonight offensively. He needed 18 points to cross 50,000 points, which is insane. And he ends up with 17 with... he had quite a few turnovers. I feel like his rhythm just wasn't there tonight. And with LeBron, I mean, you can't expect this 40-year-old to have amazing games all the time. I mean, he had 8 turnovers and some timely ones too. Some turnovers where you just didn't know why he was making certain passes. It was just a slow game for him. I don't know. Maybe he just didn't have the best workout in the beginning of the day. I have no idea why he was out of rhythm, but despite that, the team still locked in on defense. He made some good defensive plays. He had a chase down block towards the end, but the main thing here is Luka Doncic is starting to just come into his own. He's starting to get in a groove, and even with this performance where he ends up with 29 points, and he also paired that with another great performance on the boards with six rebounds and then 9 assists. He was playmaking. He was our main playmaker today. And that type of performance from Luka is not even, I've said this and I keep saying it. Every time he has a good game, we all know, if you know Luka Doncic, that's like this. Right now, Luka's like, I'd say, last time I said like 70%, he's probably like at 80 right now. So for him to still have levels and percentages to get higher and higher, this man is going to start wreaking havoc to every team that we run into. And it's just a joy to have him, even on an off night for LeBron. He comes in and obviously has I'd say it's his second best performance as a Laker as far as efficiency, as far as comfort, as far as his jump shot. It's starting to come into play. And he just performs well against the Clippers. He's had some legendary playoff performances against the Clippers, and it just seems like he takes pride in having this vendetta against them. And we haven't really seen that type of player on the Lakers since Kobe. Kobe used to just have teams that he would just have it out for. Like, when Kobe's playing them, he's going to talk trash the entire game. He's going to dare them to make him stop, like, torturing them, basically. And so that's what I love about Luka. I love the pettiness. I love the dog in him. I love it all when it comes to Luka. He's just that type of player. And like I said, I mean, this team struggled towards the end. It got a little scary. The lead was never fully in jeopardy. It got scary because it would have been tied, I believe, if they would have made that the layup that LeBron, they called it a goaltend. I think they actually would have got within like 2 or 3 points. And that's when it got scary. But thankfully, they reviewed it and they didn't count it as a goaltend. And that was just a key defensive play. Like, LeBron James, even if he's not having the best offensive game, he went and made probably the biggest defensive play. So the key is, even when games get out or get tough like that, like, how many leads did we see this Laker team blow when it was LeBron and AD? I feel like once we saw a team start to come back, they almost always completed the comeback, right? And for this defense to just get its shit together, Luka starts making some timely buckets at the end. some timely passes, and we got to talk about Luka. Like, his post game energy was just fun. But I will get into that too. But for this team to just be able to secure these wins where it gets a little shaky, but they get a little tested, but they still make it happen, that's something I don't feel like we've had with the LeBron and AD era for whatever reason. I don't know why. Maybe AD was the type to get more discouraged. Maybe there just wasn't as much offense with AD, because someone had made a point. I forgot where I heard this, but they said when Anthony Davis, he's not really a guy that has a lot of post moves. Like, he could do little basic hooks and floaters sometimes, but he didn't really have like a drop step in there or like too much post work. Like, he didn't really have much to his game in the post. It was just mostly him being bigger than people and kind of plowing himself into people, And when you have that as your second star, don't get me wrong, AD was my favorite Laker on the team. I had a lot of love for AD because just seeing him make that clutch shot against Denver in the bubble, him winning the championship, being the reason that we won the championship. Obviously, LeBron wasn't going to do it by himself. Nobody does. But don't get me wrong. Like, I loved AD. But you see the difference in having a guy like Luka who can take over a game offensively, and no matter what you throw at him, he can make these timely threes to get the game out of reach for you. Even when you think you have a chance, he can break your heart. That's something you didn't have with AD all the time. And it wasn't his fault. I think he put on a lot of weight because they wanted him to play the center. And obviously, if you're going to get banged around by bigger dudes, you're going to, that sounds wrong, pause on that, no diddy. But if you're going to get banged around like that, you're going to want to put on extra weight. But so, yeah, I just see the difference. I see the clutch difference. I see the just having security, knowing that you have two guys that can get a shot or create a shot for other people. It makes a world of difference, and I think that's what's been making the difference in these games that are a little close, a little scary, sometimes feeling like the Lakers are about to blow a lead. It's been the difference maker. So the Lakers end up securing this win despite the shakiness. They get it done, and now they got an easy matchup against the Pelicans on the schedule. This game felt like a trap game. A lot of people were calling it that. They were kind of fearful that, like, hey, you beat the Clippers the first game on Friday, they might have your number on Sunday. They might have it out for you, right? And so it looked a little scary going into it, but the Lakers showed, hey, we might be trap game proof. So we're going to see, because like I said, the Pelicans, they should not beat the Lakers. I don't know who exactly is going to play. I hope we have Reeves back, if not that game, but hopefully Thursday when we play against the Knicks and we host them. And then we got the Celtics on Saturday, the defending champs. The Lakers beat them in Boston. That's a game that is a little nerve-wracking just because they've been playing so good, but I mean, who knows? Luka hasn't played them as a Laker yet. This could be an amazing. If Luka goes into Boston and has a 30-point, close to a triple-double or a whole-ass triple-double, goddamn. Like, you know what type of legend Luka's going to start establishing himself as? If he could knock down the Clippers who think they were the Lakers' rivals, and then he goes and beats the actual rivals, the Celtics, and has a good game in Boston, I'd be thrilled, honestly, if the Lakers could do that, if they could pull that one off. But it's a tough stretch. We have those back-to-backs in next week. It's 3 back-to-backs. And like I said, it's going to get tough. The schedule will get tough. And I said in the last video that it's probably going to be hard for the Lakers to hold on to the second seed, even if they get it for a while. And realistically, I just want like anything between the second and fourth seed. I think that's ideal. But if they could somehow just go crazy during this stretch that people are not expecting them to, be the best team, in all these games, they're playing against tough competition. They can keep this up and they can keep that second seed. Man, to have home court advantage against every team except for the Thunder, bring it. Bring it. LA home games hit different. And you can tell Luka. And I said I wasn't getting into his post-game comments. So first, we got to talk about our coach, JJ Redick. This guy, they call him a sicko. He called himself a sicko for a reason when it comes to this basketball shit, right? He said, they asked him, he said, when you're playing against Luka, he said, you just have to know if you're going to play drop coverage on him, you're going to die. And to me, like, if you don't know what drop coverage is, it's like, okay, Luka's getting a lot of screens, and if the defender drops behind the screen guy and lets Luka, like, have a shot, he's dying. Like, Luka's going to take advantage of that every single time. And so that's what JJ is referring to. It just feels good to see a coach. He just loves, breaking down the game in these ways. You could tell he gets a kick out of it. Now, the guy he was talking about himself, the first thing, the post-game interviewer asked him, so how are you enjoying playing in this building? It seems like the fans they love showing support and they love the effort you're giving. And he just said, hell yeah, it's nice. And he was just smiling his ass off, happy as hell. And it just feels good to have this Luka on our team. Not the Luka in the beginning that seemed a little sad in the press conference, and very understandably sad. He had just went through what happened with Dallas, but slowly but surely, it's only been a month, and as the months go by and we get closer to playoff time, he's going to be acclimated to this building that he's going to take over. He's going to be acclimated to the energy, the different lighting that's in, there's a specific lighting when you play in the Lakers arena. When you go to a game, it just feels like a damn show. Like you're watching, it's just different. It's different. You've never been to a Laker game and you're a Laker fan. I pray you're able to get to one day because it just hits different. And Luka's going to continue to shine under those lights. And the way the team plays at home, and now having Luka getting more and more acclimated, like I said, he's probably like 80% now. His legs are a little more under him. His shot's looking a little more smooth. I'm just saying, man, this guy is going to be dangerous for years to come. And every video, it seems like I say, he's going to be our guy for the next like 10, 15 years, probably even longer. Who knows? But I'm just saying, it's exciting. If you're a Laker fan, I know you're excited. He even said something, you know how everyone says that every team, all of a sudden, all these injured players play against the Lakers. They asked him, or he brought it up, and he said, I always heard that, but I didn't realize that, players play against the Lakers. Even when they're hurt, they come back and play the Lakers. He's all, but I see it. It's Lakers, like that's what he said. I see it's Lakers. And it's just, he's getting more and more comfortable. He even joked around about, he hit Dorian Finney-Smith. It was going to be his 10th assist of the game. He tried to get the ball to him, and it was a perfect pass. And Dorian missed the layup, and he asked the reporter, like, hey, did you ask Dorian about that missed layup? Ask him about it. Or I think he said, I hope you asked him about it. But either way, like I said, this team's chemistry is starting to go up. The effort is always there. Like I said, no Reeves, no Rui. Apparently with Reeves, it was more precautionary. Like I said, he seemed good. He seemed like he was moving around on the bench really good when he was celebrating certain moments. I think he's going to be back for the Pelicans game, or if they feel comfortable just sitting him for that one, let him have another game off. I would like for Luka and Bron to play, but at the same time, I think that game particularly, I think Luka could get the job done. And I think with him getting his legs, I feel like I saw another comment somewhere, and they said that Luka, the only way to get his cardio back up and his conditioning is to just play through it, get through it. And so he just needs to play. I think he needs to play the Pelicans. Then they get, because that's on Tuesday. So then he'll end up getting Wednesday off, and then he could end up playing against the Knicks on Thursday. Then they got Boston on Saturday. So I'd say give LeBron this day off. Don't make him play this. I feel like, he looked a little sluggish today. He looked a little unsure of certain passes, or maybe too sure, depending how you look at it. But I think you give LeBron this next game off. Luka and the guys should be able to get it done. If Reeves isn't ready, you could sit him too. Obviously, Rui's going to be reevaluated in about a week, a little less than that. So we'll see when he comes back. But I want LeBron and Luka for the Boston game on Saturday, the Knicks game on Thursday. So I know I said that out of order, but you know what I mean. So that is what I want to see. I want to see Luka play all week. I want to see him, he had a little it looked like a hip injury in this game, but he came back and he played great. So I don't see anything wrong with that, anything long-term concerns. I think he just maybe needed to get stretched out or something. But Luka's good. Luka's fine. Luka's healthy. Hopefully, we just got to pray it stays that way, because it's all barring any injuries. The Lakers could end up being the second seed for the rest of the season. They got a tough stretch coming up, like I said, but they're making me believe in this team so damn much. I feel comfortable with the ball in Luka's hands, the ball in LeBron's hands, obviously. Reeves getting his touches. The defense is on a string. The defense is just crazy. It's, like I said in the last video, it's almost like player proof, the schemes that they got them running. They're all just in certain situations, like obviously there's going to be some lapses. They gave up a lot of open shots to Bogdanovich, and he finally started making them in the fourth quarter. But yeah, so they need to tighten up a little bit. But at the same time, I mean, they're holding teams to 102 or lower for 7 straight games, and it's been good teams. They played against really good teams in this stretch, so it's just crazy the way that they're able to just throw out different lineups, get effort from different players that you just wouldn't know if they could fit in the system. You wouldn't know until you see it, you know? And we didn't even have Goodwin, who's another great defender. He's been stepping up, being like a massive part of the rotation. Hopefully he's back for the big games, you know, coming up. But I could talk about this team all day. Like, if it wasn't for me realizing, oh yeah, I'm recording a podcast, I could talk and I could talk and I could talk. But the point is, the Lakers get a huge win. Luka is looking like himself more and more. I can assure you, he's about 80% there. LeBron should take a day off before the big games against the Knicks and the Celtics. Tough stretch next week. 3 back-to-backs. I don't know if everyone's going to be able to play those games, but we're going to find out. We got ourselves a team, ladies and gentlemen, and we got ourselves a future in Los Angeles. Man, I'm just waiting for this Luka jersey to come in. When I ordered it, it said it was going to ship in March. And it's March, and I haven't got a notification. So I'm just patiently waiting for my damn jersey because I'm trying to represent this dude that's just going crazy for this team. Anyways, like I said, I could talk all day about this team, but if you're tuning in, if you're new here, or you've been here, I just want to say I appreciate you. I appreciate the views. Sometimes it goes up and down, but if you can go ahead and leave a like on the video, comment, let me know what you think. Share this video with your friends and subscribe to the channel if you are new. We appreciate any and all support, but that's going to do it for the Lake Show Flow, and we'll see you guys next time.